All praises to the mighty Most High. Shalom, family. This is Rap's wife. I want everyone to know that we are in our house for now, and we're still trying to get things situated. We have some unexpected bills that came up, and things that happened. Things like the movers breaking our things, and some things got left behind. Bills here are higher than we were told they would be. Rent itself is $1,500. So we've just been trying to get it together, get our situation straightened out, financially, and around the house and things like that. So we're still working with it. As my daughter told you, Heaven, when she just made a video. Do you think your everyday life will get you a ticket into heaven, into paradise? And on that video, she asked others to pray for me in the comments. And she was saying, when she was feeling sick. Some of us have been, not feeling well and going through probably stress, different things like that. On top of, it was a long ordeal trying to get moved and everything, and going from different places before we got here. I have been sick. Not sure if I'm gonna end up having to go to hospital. In my body, what I'm feeling is things that I haven't felt before. The pain that I haven't never felt, even during the time I've been sick. A little worried about my heart. I had my heart had a leaky heart. The valves, and they call it leaky heart, whatever. And it's where your valve, it's the blood's not holding. So but on top of that, I've been having chest pains, pressure, and things like that. Dizziness, things like that. Other symptoms, and I get so exhausted. Just very, very exhausted. And so yeah, my kids were worried about me, but I thank my daughter for asking y'all to pray for me. And I would say my other kids, I only seen some comments. My son's car, it just, we didn't get the mail from where we are. Like I said, it's a bit far where we have to go to the other house, and he has excuse me, I get out of breath too, and I get really flush and stuff. But he had expired. His stuff expired on his car. So he needs it. Has kids, and then he has me, and his sisters. So right now I may need to go to the doctor, but I refuse to go to a hospital or doctor to make sure everything is okay with my children and my grandchildren. And I call my daughter-in-law my child too. So when I say children, grandchildren, it's all of them. They're my children and grandchildren. And when things get straight, then I will go. So I'm just asking y'all, if you can, don't do it if it's gonna put you in a bind. And believe me, this has been a while. I've been sick for a while, but I did not want to have to ask. But my daughter had put it on there, and they're really worried about me. So I'm just saying, if you guys have it, to maybe help out with getting a car situated, and I just want to make sure that my kids have stuff in the house, as in food and stuff, just necessities, if I had to go and they were to keep me. So, that's all that I wanted to really ask. That, and we are all, my daughters and my son and myself, are working. I do when I can. I just been pretty weak lately, but we're working on, getting ourselves situated and getting, our income back in. As I said, they do art differently. They're working on it, with the art and things. Just nothing's been coming in right now. Things are slow, but then you have to realize there's a lot of tragedy in the world, and people just don't have it. Just like you guys may not have it. That's why I say, if you do have it, or if you can, But just know that I love you. It doesn't matter whether or not you can or not, but I love you, and God is good. It's gonna come from some direction, and just to let others know that always, well, can't you do this? Can't you do that? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I already tried, and I did just ask others to pray for me, so did my daughter, and but we also ask, if you can help, we're gonna ask for help. So I just wanted to say that. I wanted to say that I love you guys. I wanted to say, Sister Yakia, haven't really seen you online. I know that you may be there. When I looked, I haven't really seen you. I looked just now because I haven't left comments yet on the videos or to different people as of yet. But I did want to do a video, especially after I saw my daughter's plea. But Sister Yakia, we love you, and hope you're okay. I wanted to say, I love all of you. Legions are coming for you. I hope I'm saying it right. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your love. Thank you for love to my children. Love the name Baby Cub. Thank you. And DeAndre, I want you to just hold on. And I subscribe to your site, and I would like for you to I pray you put out some videos. It's never too young or too old to speak the Most Highest word. You don't know how much time you have, or we have, or your mom have, or whoever. If the Most High is putting it on your heart and mind to speak the word, baby. I want to say to your mom, I love you. I love her. I love you both. I thank you for hanging in there with us. And I want to say to everybody, I thank you for hanging in there with us. I want to say to those that I gave a request to, thank you. You've been, helping with the little bit you had, and thank you. Everything we had from that to, what we had went to, like I said, the rent. At this point, because at least we have a roof over our head. If we don't got lights and gas or anything, we got a roof over our head, and that's what's important. Because you don't want to be outside, especially with the little ones. Oh, I wanted to let everybody know too that my grandson is doing fine. He's very strong, and he's doing just fine. He's very strong. He's moving about. He's ready to get on the floor, and play, with his sister. So the babies are doing fine. So actually, I wanted to get into some scriptures, if you don't mind. It might take a while, but I hope not. But kind of get out of breath and stuff like that. So what I want to talk about today is love, and I also want to talk about this is pretty much for everyone, but I want to mostly aim it towards the women. But it's for everyone. It's for the believers at large, and you'll hear the verses for the believers at large, and then it's all for the believers at large. And I have a couple of verses that pertain to the women, but I just mostly want to gravitate towards the women. So 1 Corinthians 13:4 and 8. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrong. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never ends. But as for prophecies, they will come to an end. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will come to an end. So, love is all these things. Patient, kind, doesn't envy, doesn't boast, it's not proud, doesn't dishonor others. It's not self-seeking. It's not about you, and yourself and you're being selfish. It's not easily angered. Before you get angry, you will try to resolve and talk. It keeps no record of wrongs. You don't keep records of wrongs. We all have come short of the glory. We all have sinned. So you don't keep records of wrongs. You always remember the things that you have done. And you realize that we're all only human and we all have made mistakes and sinned and purposes. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices in truth. You love truth. You don't love sin and evil. It's not happy time when people are being evil or when you're being evil. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. So love is, protective. You are protective of those you love. You are protective of the believers, your family, your believing family. You always trust in the Most High, and you trust that everything will work out. It always hopes. It always preserves. So you preserve what you have. You're grateful. You keep your hope alive. You hope for better. Like I said, love never ends. It doesn't end ever. And it says prophecies, they will come to an end. They will. Once somebody prophesy, whether it's in a book, whether somebody said something, it came to pass. It ended. If prophecies will come to an end, and tongues, they will cease. All the backbiting, lying, gossiping, it will cease. It would end. It's not gonna stay. It's going to end. You're gonna die one day. One day, and the Most High will stop. It will stop your tongue. If you're not ended, He will stop your talk, your bad talk. As for knowledge, it will come to an end. So we get old, we get feeble, we start forgetting, and if it's not that, then we're gone. We meet our Maker. So it will end, but love will never end, because love is for eternity. It's not going to end. You go meet your Maker, the Most High. Everybody's going to love up there. It's not going to end. And the Most High loves us. He's loved us forever. And I believe, look how long it's been, and He's still loving us. I don't believe it's going to stop, with those who do what's right. And even for those, when you end up in a bad place, after you pass, you still have people still loving you, love just doesn't cease just like that. So Proverbs 12:4, a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones. So she that maketh him ashamed is as rottenness in his bones. So a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. You're a crown to him. And virtuous meaning is having or showing high moral standards. Similar meanings of virtuous is righteous, good, moral, morally correct, ethical, upright, upstanding, right-minded, and right thinking. And there's more, but I'm just saying those. A virtuous woman, she's a crown to her husband because she has some kind of morals, some kind of, standards. She's righteous, she dresses right, she acts right, she speaks with wisdom. She doesn't shame her husband. She doesn't go out and do that. She sticks by her husband. She's not, I just say slutting it around. She's gonna always, take care of business, take care of the kids, take care of her husband, make sure her husband has, make sure her family has, She has more respect for herself because she knows she has worth. And she knows that her family has worth. And their worth, her doing what's right. And her husband, she's a crown to her husband because he's worth it. I believe that a righteous man is always worth it. I would take a righteous man over material and money any day. And people say, oh, you're just saying it. No, I've had my chance. I was young, I had my chance. And you know what? I turned it down because I always wanted a righteous man. Righteous people always intrigued me. I always admired that, and I always wanted to be, like them, for the Most High to invest in me the way He invested in them. So I've always been like that, I used to think I wasn't worthy or I could never do it, so you're running around doing everything wrong. And I'm saying you, but me and other people do it too. And you have somebody that come along strong-willed and knows what he wants. And we have our ups and downs, but he knew what he was worth. He knew that the Most High invested in him, and He helped to instill that in us. Yes, we knew from, my grandmother, she always talked about God and stuff, but when you hear the truth, when you are around somebody so strong-willed, it makes a big difference. Every child needs, and I wasn't a child, I was his wife, but I was like a child, but every child needs a father, and every child needs their mother. I don't agree that they only need their father or they only need their mother. I agree that they need both. It's something when you have a real man in your life to teach you and tell you what's right. It's something when you have a real woman or women in your life to teach you and tell you something. It takes a village, and they're not lying, to raise a child, and as a woman, I say women in your life, you have a different outlook, to look at, because sometimes the women in your life, that are around could be aunties, cousins, whoever. They don't show you what's right. In-laws, they don't show you what's right or tell you what's right. You need those women in life going to tell you what's right, and you need that man in your life that's going to tell you and show you what's right. And I say man as in a real man. You have people here and there, siblings, uncles, whatever, that may somewhat tell you right, but you need somebody that's going to put their foot down and tell you what's right, tell you exactly what you're acting like, tell you exactly who you are and where you need to change. So I'm gonna get off of that, but you need someone to be honest with you. You get to the point when somebody's so honest with you, he's like, you don't want nobody to lie to you. Please don't lie to me. Just tell me the truth. So that's pretty much it. Just tell me the truth. Just don't lie to me. So a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness to his bones. So rottenness meaning decomposing or decaying, putrid, tainted, foul, or bad smelling, corrupt, or morally offensive. So you're like all that, you know. You're like decomposing and decaying. You're decaying the marriage, the relationship, the situation. You're foul smelling, you know, tainted, nasty, you know. And it's because, you know, you don't know how to carry yourself, and you have no type of respect for yourself or anyone else, you know. So when you think about it and you listen to the rottenness and what it means, and then the virtuous and what it means, you know, ask yourself, which one would you want to be? You know, because you're not only rottenness to him as a husband, because I know some people, well, that's my husband, but, you know, somebody else I won't be that. Yeah, you're going to be that to him too. All he's going to want to do is lay you down, and then that's it. You know, you're going to be the same to him. And believe it or not, you know, men look at what you're doing. Usually when they're everybody, they don't want to deal with that. You know, they may stay for a little while, but they're going to move on eventually. And if you're, you know, just that easy with them, they're going to think you're going to be that easy with somebody else. So, you know, you don't want to be, you know, like decaying, tainted, decomposing, putrid, you know, or bad smelling, corrupt, or morally offensive to your husband. Okay, Proverbs 19:14. House and riches are the inheritance from fathers, and a prudent wife is from the Lord. So, you know, what men inherit from their dads, you know, that's just an inheritance. That's just something given to you. That's material, you know. Yes, everything comes from the Most High, but houses, cars, riches, things like that, that's just material. That's just that it's going to fade. It's nothing that matters. But when you get a prudent wife, it's from the Lord, because that's hard to get. I'm just telling you, that's hard to get. So just telling the women, a prudent wife is hard to get. And prudent meaning acting with or showing care and thought for the future. You know, she cares about the future. She cares about what is thought of her morals. She cares about the marriage lasting. She cares about stocking up and making sure that they have in the time of need. She cares about trying to take care of the kids. It's just like I just said in the beginning. I would do anything for my kids, you know. And when my husband was here, I would do anything for him. I go out my way, you know. I would do anything, you know. You care about the future, and you try, and you know, there ain't no shame in your game. You know, there's no shame in my game. I'm going to ask, especially when it comes to my game. I can take it with myself. I can, you know, go out here and, you know, sit in the street if I had to. But my husband, my kids, no. And I would do anything I can for them, and they would do anything they could for me. And that's the way it's supposed to be. No, and the people you love, like my mom, my grandmother, people who helped me and raised me and helped me in times of need when they were alive, yeah, I would do anything for them. And that's just the way it's supposed to be, you know. Even now, I don't have to know you. I don't, to give to you. I don't have to know you to give you a kind word or to love you, whether you believe it or not. I don't have to meet you face to face or know you to love you. I can tell caring people, and there is like a handful of people that have stuck by us, and I love you so much. I wish I could give back to you, truly. I wish I could help you. I wish I could be there. I wish I could meet you. But like I said before, I pray we meet face to face in the kingdom. And I thank you guys, and I love you. So moving on, Proverbs 15 and 18. A hot-tempered person stirs up conflict, but the one who is patient calms a quarrel. You calm the argument. A hot-tempered person, all you're gonna do is make things happen that you didn't want to happen. You're just gonna stir up a big conflict and anger others. If you're calm and patient and you just try to make resolve, you speak the Most High's word and try to get through to the person with the Most High speaking through you. The Most High touches everyone and He speaks through you. He speaks through others. He ain't gonna just come down and speak, but when someone is saying a good word, when someone is admonishing you, when someone is telling you the truth, it's coming from the Most High. And the fact is, we don't like the ugly truth about ourselves. I mean, we can come to each other with anybody else, but we don't like the ugly truth about ourselves. But, we shouldn't get angry quickly. We shouldn't be so hot-tempered. Say a prayer. Go wash up or something. Sit with the Most High for a minute. Calm yourself down. And be patient and calm. That quarrel will calm down. That argument will calm down. My grandmother used to say you can draw, I think it's like you can draw flies with honey quicker than you can, no, you can draw bees with honey, I'm trying to get it right, quicker than you can draw them with, poop, something like that. But what she would always tell me, because I had a temper, I used to have a temper, so I know about this. She would tell me, that's not going to get you anywhere. And so my mom used to tell me that. My husband told me that. It's not going to get you anywhere. My husband worked with me, as well as my mom and grandmother. They started with me, and then my husband worked with me. He was a no-nonsense, not going to take no mess man. But he was also a very loving, kind man, and giving man. He only gets upset with you if you, are not doing what the Most High wants you to do, and you're not obeying. And that means obeying Him as a husband, and first and foremost, obeying the Most High. The Most High said obey Him as a husband, and He wasn't like a harsh person. He used to say, I'm a kind king, He said, I'm calm, and he was a gentle giant. It wasn't like he couldn't take all of us and just toss us across the room. He was a very, strong, tall, well-built man. Let's put it that way. And he was strong, and he knew taekwondo, he knew boxing, different things like that. He knew a lot of skills, and he was in the Navy. So it wouldn't take him nothing, but he was not like that. He loved us very much, and we loved him, and he wouldn't take no mess, but yet, he would. I'm talking about taking mess as in being disobedient to what the Most High said, but yet he was always forgiving, yet he always give you a chance. Yet he would always say, in order to be forgiven, you have to forgive. So he was right about a lot of things. My mom, my grandmother loved him, and pretty much, the other people. I don't really talk to anyone. You have to give up certain things to serve the Most High, especially when people are trying to lead you astray. So sometimes you have to leave those behind that are so-called blood, or even in-laws, whatever you want to call it. Both for me. You have to leave them behind. I picked the Most High. That's who I picked. And I picked my husband. Nobody's going to get me away from my husband or part me from my husband. Once you come into knowledge, you come into righteousness, you come into where the Most High is bringing you. The Most High is going to lead you where you should be. And thank the Most High for that. Because if you're left out there just to do anything, or you're left out there with falsehood, or you're left out there, you know the truth, but you're not even trying, you're just lost. You're just lost. And I thank the Most High for choosing me, for investing in me and my family, especially my husband, because oh my God, he brought us to where we are and taught us what we know. We thought we knew something, so he taught us what we know. And like I said, we had breakups and makeups, and we did, but we're still together, put it that way. But I was still with him, even when he was with someone else, if that makes sense. But I will say that was at the time he was finding himself, or I will say the Most High was finding him, all the way. It's not that he didn't know the truth when I met him, but we all have to make our journey. We all mess up, we all come short, and I was coming short too. So I'm not saying that I wasn't, but I will say that thank the Most High, we made it. We got back together and we just stuck together. And he was like, no matter what, I ain't going, and I wasn't going nowhere, and I knew I wasn't going nowhere. We had our ups and downs, and our trials and tribulations, but we stuck it out. And I'm telling you all this so you can stick it out. Stop letting people get in your marriage, your relationship, and tell you, oh, you should leave him, you should leave her. That's what they're always gonna do. They're miserable and they want you miserable. Hang in there with your man, and if you hang in there and show that you're loyal, and show that you would do whatever it takes to keep the relationship together, he's gonna hang in there with you too. So I'm saying that to those, a lot of women, you have a good man, or you could have a good man, and you choose the worst of the worst of the worst. I would say that don't look for a righteous, godly man. Stop looking for material and money. I'm tired of hearing this. The man with this 6 figures and this and that. Would you stop? Because that's all you're getting is 6 figures, not getting a good man. 99% of the time. Especially if he's not loyal to the Most High, you're not going to be loyal to you. He doesn't know how. And then as for women, the men, if they half dressed, they're gonna want to be half dressed when they with you. If they if they don't want to change, let's just say this, okay, there's half dressed, and you're like, oh well, I already met them or whatever, and now start getting into what the Most High says, this and that. So if they don't want to change with you, they're not going to change. If they're sleeping with everybody, well, I already know you're not gonna stay with them anyway, most of you. But if they're sleeping with everybody and you're trying to, you might as well go and find you someone who not, and I'm saying that as a woman. And I'm telling women, come on now, stop disrespecting yourself like this. I'm begging you. I'm not even feeling good. I'm sitting here trying to talk to y'all because stop, please. Put on some clothes and realize what time it is. You see the weather, you see all this craziness. It's all in the book. It's all in the book. Everything that's happening this last days, nobody wants to believe. I ain't gonna say like nobody, but I'm talking about those out there, not even seeking the Most High. They don't want to believe. They don't want to see it. And just to let y'all know, this is the hour of temptation. This is where Satan is going to try to pull you out. He's going to try to get you any way he can, even if it's subtly. You better pray. You better fast. You better stick with the Most High. You better know what you're doing is right, because you don't have much time. And when you see the reality of the planet hell, when you see the reality on the day of judgment, you're going to wish you did what was right. So I'm going to move on, because I've talked a while on that, but this is very important. Genesis 2:18. The Lord God said, it is not good for man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him. So, suitable meaning right or appropriate for a particular person, purpose, or situation. In this, it means a wife. He's not meant to be alone. The Most High took the rib from Adam and made Eve because he was alone. He was lonely. He's not meant to be alone. And this is what that's from. Men are not meant to be alone. They deserve a good wife. They deserve a godly, loving wife. They do. You know, they deserve for you to treat them right and stop trying to act like you the man. That's why you're alone. Stop. You know. Get a godly man. Stop trying to choose men with money and this and this and that. I'm gonna say this. People say, I'm hearing people now say, oh, you can't build, no marriage together. You can't, build up. And yes, you can. Yes, you can. I did it. I know you can. Like I said, I was married for a long time. You can. I was married straight out of high school. You can. Yeah, are you gonna have problems? Yes. Are you, do you have to work on things? Yes. But like my grandmother said, you can't do a marriage or build a marriage or have a marriage or a relationship or raise kids or anything without the Most High. She told me you can't do it. If God ain't in it, it ain't gonna work. And it's not. Till you make up your mind and say, I'm gonna serve the Most High no matter what, and no matter what, we gonna put God in His family, in our life, in our house, and everything belongs to God. Till you say that, it's not gonna work. It's not. You might think it's working. You got respite. You got time. You gave your time till boom, it's gonna hit you. It's gonna hit you. And everything that can go wrong will go wrong. So, and that's in the marriage. That's with your children. That's with whatever it may be. It's gonna hit you. You just have time. People have to realize that. I hear people, money can't make me happy. No, it can't make you happy. Your money's gonna wither. It's gonna go. You can lose it all in one day. But not the Most High, not love, not the joy and the blessings He bring. Don't matter. I'm gonna tell you something. Don't matter if you're up or down, or even sick or whatever. Even like I am, you're still gonna feel joy in your heart. Even if you don't have anything, you have very little minimal of whatever, maybe food, water, anything. You still gonna have joy in your heart, and you still gonna have faith that the Most High is going to make it right. There's no joy better than spending time with your family. There's no joy better than having righteous family. Having those who believe the same way you do, and having those who pray with you, read with you, help you. There's no other joy. I wouldn't trade my life for anything. You can have your millions. I'm not going to trade my life. Everything that I need and need to get, I will have it in paradise if I need that. But I believe I have all I need now. As in the love. I don't need the riches. And then in paradise, yes, I want to make it to paradise, and I want to be where the Most High is. I want to be where my husband is. And that's all I'll ever need in this world. So He's given me all I need here. And if I make it to paradise to be with the Most High, and my husband and my children and my family, oh my God, I have everything I would ever need. Keep your riches down here. So Most High has been good. People don't realize that. They don't realize this is temporary. That's not even your home. So to be suitable, I will read it again, is right or appropriate for a particular person, purpose, or situation. So even, suitable, being suitable for the purpose or situation, the Most High makes you suitable for even that, the purpose and the situation. Everyone in this world has a purpose, but I'm going to get to that in a minute, because I do believe I said that. There's something I read about that. Matthew 5:9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. So peacemakers meaning a person and or people who bring about peace, especially by reconciling adversaries. Adversaries meaning one's opponent in a contest, conflict, or dispute. So it's one's opponent in a contest, conflict, or dispute. So he would reconcile the adversaries. You are a peacemaker, you bring peace. Reconciling meaning restore friendly relations between others. You would restore, you would help to mend relationships. You would mend your relationships, your feuds. You will talk it out. You will resolve. So that is what that means. And you will adversaries, are the ones that you're restoring the friendly relationship with. Somebody who's, in a conflict or a dispute or in a contest that is evil, or, they're angry and they're, you would fix that. And people do get in, competing with each other for evil. You would fix that. They hate each other, whatever it may be, and I'm gonna get them, I'm gonna get that. You would help fix that. You won't instigate. You will help fix it. You will be a peacemaker. And peacemakers are the children. They are called the children of God. You will be the children of God. So I'm correct that. You will be called children of God. So you will be, that means you will be, it is, it will be so. So that is very important. Bringing peace is very important, instead of instigating and keeping things going. Galatians 5:22-23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. Meekness meaning the factor or condition of being meek, submissiveness. Temperance meaning the quality of moderation or self-restraint. So, the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. So there's no law against it. There's no law in having the spirit of love. And the fruit of the Spirit, when you have the Spirit, you're going to have love, joy, peace, long-suffering. You're going to be ready to suffer. You're going to be ready to forbear. You're going to be ready to go through. It's gentleness, goodness, faith. You're going to have faith. You're going to be gentle. You're going to have goodness, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And I will say again, meekness is the fact or condition of being meek, submissive. So you're going to have submissiveness. Temperance meaning the quality of moderation or self-restraint. You're going to have self-restraint. You're going to be moderate. You're going to have moderation in all things. So that is the meaning of temperance. And that is the fruits of the Spirit of love. So, if you do not have these qualities in you, I would say work towards them. If you do not want them in you, I would say you need to seek the Most High. and really quick. Ephesians 4:2. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Humble meaning having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance, marked by meekness or modesty in behavior, attitude or spirit, not arrogant or prideful. Gentleness meaning having or showing a mild, kind, or tender temperament or character. So, you have to be modest. That's what humble means. Showing a low estimate of one's importance. You ain't all important and you ain't all that. And when you're humble, you don't even want to be. You lower your wing and your self to those who, like your parent, your husband, and anyone else. You just say, okay, you know what? I'm going to leave this alone. You don't boast and feel like you're the only one in the room. You don't boast and feel like it always has to go your way. And I'll put it that way. You're marked by meekness and modesty in behavior. So your behavior is meek and modest. You're not arrogant or prideful. You're not arrogant or prideful. And you're gentle, showing mild, kind, or tender temperament or character. You're going to be tender, mild. People only, when admonishing, be stern when they have to, or when correcting their children, and you may have to, and it's still the same thing admonishing. You tell them what's right, and you're stern when you have to be, when they just won't listen or they're just being rebellious. And that's for anyone, you tell them what's right, Corinthians 13:13. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. The greatest of faith and hope and love is love. Love never ends. Ecclesiastes 7:8. The end of a matter is better than its beginning, and patience is better than pride. Being patient is better than being prideful. And don't worry about how it began. Don't worry about what happened. Don't worry about what went wrong. The end of the matter is better than the beginning, especially when you hold on to the Most High, especially when you follow His commands, especially when you do what you know is right by the Most High. It's going to be better than the beginning. It's going to be better than the beginning. Sometimes even here, things work out, and just like just like Job, you get double or triple or whatever it may be back, or you get something that you always wanted to replace what you used to have that you lost. You just have to hold on to the Most High. And then also, if you make it to heaven, it's way better than here. It's better than the beginning. It's better than when you were born and you came and all these hardships and struggles and stuff end up happening. Just think about it. You make it to paradise, what it's going to be. You can't even imagine. You can't imagine. What you think you imagine is way better than that. It's way, way better than that. Romans 8:28. And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Purpose meaning the reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists. So God purpose, it will be fulfilled. Everybody's called for a purpose, is what it's saying. There's a purpose that we have here, especially those of us who believe. But everyone has a purpose. Everyone. But there's a purpose for us being here. There's some work that need to be done. And all things God works for the good for those who love him. So for those of us who love him, he's going to make it right. Everything's going to work out. Everything that happened to you and that has happened in your life is for the good. It's going to work out for the good. Seems terrible now, but it's going to work out for the good. Even if you have sorrow and everything to you, you're gone and you meet the Most High. If he says, well done, good and faithful servant, and enter my paradise, you are going to be ecstatic. I mean, come on. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's going to be worth it in the end. So, purpose, meaning the reason of which something is done or created, or for which something exists. So everyone has a purpose. There's a meaning to your life. There's a meaning for why you're created. There's a meaning for why you exist. It's a purpose to it all. And the Most High knows what it is. And everybody has a job they have to do on this earth. So I want to end with a few words to all of Israel. I ask that you please hear me out. I want to start with the fact that everyone has a purpose in this lifelong journey. We all are created for a reason, whether it be good or evil. Yes, I said evil. There are some who are created to mislead, misguide, hinder, kill, and destroy those who believe in the Most High. They come in many colors, faces, and races, and can be a man or a woman or a child. I say this to tell you, don't be fooled. Everything is not what it seems, especially in these times. Jeremiah 30:24 says, "The fierce anger of the Lord will not turn back until he fully accomplishes the purpose of his heart. In days to come, you will understand this." So in days to come, you will understand this. So we're already in those days. The Most High doesn't change. Please read all of Jeremiah 30 if you haven't done so already. The Most High doesn't make mistakes. Everything that is happening and that has happened was and still is in his excellent plan. Psalms 33:11 says, "But the plans of the Lord stand firm forever, the purpose of his heart through all generations." He didn't say sometimes, he said forever. So I'm going to read that again. Psalms 31:11 says, "But the plan of the Lord stands firm forever, the purposes of his heart through all generations." So it stands firm forever through all generations. And what he said be, it will be. What he intended, what he planned is going to go through, and it's going through all generations. He did not say sometimes, he said forever. He doesn't change. It's still happening. Everything was already planned out before anyone was created. Evil is going to be evil and good is going to be good. That's the end of it. Now that does not mean that you give up and quit because you need an excuse to sin anyway, and you lay down and you just end yourself because you want to sin anyway, or you want to, go out anyway, doing something to yourself. You're going to end up in hell. So you don't just lay down and give up. You continue to strive and you continue to go on. Here's some food for thought. If you gain in everything bad, that's if you gain in everything bad you do, and you never feel guilty. You don't care. You're so happy, go lucky in your sin. And you think everywhere you go, there is going to be a party. Even in hell, you think everywhere you go, it's going to be a party. And even you're going to be partying in hell. Everything's fun. And you don't know who you are. You don't know who you're supposed to be, even though you were born a certain way. If you think all these things, then you better check yourself. You better seriously check yourself, because you need some help. You need the Most High. You need to search yourself, or you're just going to hell. That's what you were created for. But if you just done something, or you thought something that's against the Most High, you just done something, you thought something that it was against the Most High, that you know you shouldn't be doing, and your insides come up in your throat. You're so scared that everything just comes up in your throat, and you don't know what's going to happen, and you're just so scared that lightning might even strike you down. It might just come down and strike you down, or a hand might just reach and grab you and throw you into hell. If you are scared that that this may happen, because inside that what you did you weren't supposed to do, and or something bad happens for even considering, just considering, little consider to do sin, and God forbid if you attempt it. Now if you're scared and and something happens as soon as you do something or think something, you're just thinking and you're already in punishment zone. Something already happened. You lost something, you lost money, you lost this or you lost that because you even thought it. And then, like I said, God forbid if you attempt it, and then everything breaks loose. And I'm not talking about just trial and tribulation. I mean, you did wrong, and you're being punished, and you knew better, and you already felt it, and you were already afraid because you already knew better. If this is happening, he's chasing you. He's trying to get you to do what's right. He's showing you can't do wrong without consequences. He's, has you on the right track, or he's either putting you on the right track. And it's all for a reason, He doesn't make mistakes. You will know the difference between the two. He's not making mistakes. There's some people look at, well, they just go and do that and nothing happens, and then if I go and do this, something happen to me. Yeah, because the Most High is putting you on the right track. He's trying to get you to do what's right. He has a plan for you. There's something that you're supposed to do. There's a purpose that you have. And everybody has a purpose, like I said, good or evil. But if he is investing in you, and he is chasing you, he's trying to show you, okay, you can't just do this and get away with it. Now I would say, everybody gets punished. Some people get punished right here, and some people get chased, and some people get the Most High is trying to put on the right track, and then some people, they get all they're gonna get here, because they're not going to heaven. All their punishment is coming to them, and even if they get a little bit here, they're not gonna get what they're gonna get when they go to hell. So just know that the Most High has a purpose and a plan for all, and he's had it since the beginning, since he created us all. I also read about love. We as a believing family, people and servants of the Most High, need to stop acting like the world and following everything and every trend they do. We are to love and help one another. We do what is right according to the Most High. So we do everything that's right according to the Most High. We're not followers of the world. Give up the world, leave it behind you. We do everything according to the Most High, and dress covered up with modest attire. Not, you think you covered up and everything tight and you can just see everything anyway. We cover up with modest attire. You should not be prideful, and you should always put others first before yourself. Always. You don't come first. You put others before yourself. You give. And we should always strive for peace. We should always strive for peace. Blessed are truly the peacemakers. They are truly blessed. So we always strive for peace. We always strive for love. Love and peace are the key that opens the door to righteousness. Lastly, what I read is also for wives, women, and girls in general. I would like to ask every woman and girl, everyone, married, not married, young, old, would like to ask you all to take heed to every scripture verse. Please take heed to every scripture verse. The chains of deception, whoredom, self-hate, lies, anger, man bashing or men bashing, and rebellion need to be broken. So you shouldn't be bashing men. You shouldn't be bashing your men. You shouldn't be bashing any men, nor should you be even bashing any women. But this is for you women, as in the things that I see going on these days. The chain needs to be broken. These chains need to be broken. Please change what was taught when we were in chains. You're still in bondage. And that's for all of Israel. But I'm mainly pointing this at the women, but that's for all of Israel. You're in bondage. You cannot see. You know, you're in bondage. You don't even see yourselves. Satan has put blinders over the eyes of our people. Some can see, they're waking up. They're waking up, or some have woke up and, you know, they see and they're moving on. You know, so I'm not talking about everybody, but most, yes. You're blind. You cannot even see. And then some are barely taking a peek. You just barely peeking out saying, is this right? Is this right? I don't know. You know, because you're scared, because you were made scared. You know, back in the day when you was in them chains. And we carry on those things and we think that we made these things up. We think that we started these things. This self-hate, you know. And in saying that, I'm saying self-hate of each other and our people, you know. So we think we started this. No, it was started a long time ago. It's pitted against each other a long time ago. It's our fault. It's our fault. Read Jeremiah 30. It's our fault, but yet God is going to deliver us, and He is delivering us, and He's there for us. But those who do not stop, you will be still in bondage. So you have to wake up, you know. And like I said, there's those who's barely taking a peek, and then some just don't want to know. They are satisfied wallowing in the pig slop. They're just wallowing and rolling in the pig slop, and they're satisfied with that. You know, it makes them happy. All they care about, I used to couldn't get up here and get this much money, now I can, and I'm just gonna act nigga rich. That's all you care about. You don't care about the Most High. You don't care about where you're gonna go when you die. You don't care about anything. It's just now, only now. You know, and that's fine. But you will care later. You have to see. Open your eyes. It's all in, whether you're made for good or evil. So, you know, it is. It's sad. It's sad. It saddens me that most are lost. Me personally, I don't want to see anybody go to hell. So it does. It saddens me. We don't want to see anybody go to the hellfire. We don't want to see anybody down and out. You know, we don't want to see anybody hurting. Especially behind, because they're not listening. Now, we do know, and we all know as believers, we're going to go through trials and tribulations. We're going to struggle. That's what's going to happen. You know, but you still have faith and believe in the Most High. You just do. You know that, okay, there's good times and bad times. Sometimes you're down, sometimes you're going to be up. That's been happening all your life. You don't give up. But yet, you don't give in to the Satan's, tempting you to your desires. Because it's really your desires. He just tempting you. He just, showing it to you. You choose. So you can choose right or choose wrong. That's the bottom line. And then you know what you were created for. You know your purpose. And it's going to be damnation. So that's pretty much the bottom line on that. Like I said, some of our people just want to roll around in the pig slop. They happy with the pig slop. Just give me their slop. I get sad, like I said, but I know the Most High knows best. I just will say, we don't have much time. Please get yourselves together, Israel. Please. Those of you who haven't, those of you who are hesitating, who don't want to see, those of you who straddling and you're lukewarm, as they would say. You don't want to go one way or another. You don't want to choose. You with those that are doing wrong, and you're also with those that are doing right. I would say that that's not going to work for you. Choose, or it will be chosen for you. You have to make a choice. It's either God or Satan. You have to make a choice. It's either heaven or hell. You have to make a choice. I put it this way. I always say, even if I wasn't to make it, and this is what I've said to my children and everything else, and my children say this. We want to make it. We're doing our best to live right, but say even if he wasn't to make it, I wouldn't want to be the one that, oh, just forget it. I just lived in sin, and you didn't even try. And then on that day, you're scared and you're shaking, and you remember you didn't even try. You didn't even try. I want to be the one that knows I tried. At least tried. Even if my destination was, I was created for hell, say I was. Or I was created for heaven, say I was. I want to know I tried. I want to know that I gave it my all. I want to know that I did everything I could to tell people the truth, to spread the word, to help others, to obey the Most High's commands, to get myself together. Ain't none of us perfect. We all crawling and striving and trying to get up there and trying to gain perfection, trying to make make things right with the Most High and make the things right that we did wrong. I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to give up. You have to keep striving. You have to keep striving. And I'm also going to say that for those, you're trying to be a man and put out the word. No, I'm not trying to be a man. I leave the preaching to them. They preach and they get on all the time. But I'm going to do my part. I'm going to do my part as in telling others what's right, especially our women and our children and the young women, everything. And I say children as in children. We as mothers are supposed to tell our children, as in boys and girls, what's right. The fathers are supposed to tell the boys and girls what's right, and that this is what we do. And I don't have to be everybody's mom, but I am going to say what's right. I'm going to tell you what's right, just like I tell my own children what's right. I'm going to do all I can to make it. I'm going to do what my husband asked me to do, because it's called obedience. I'm supposed to obey my husband as well as my parents when they were alive. My mom, it was my mom and my grandmother, and like I said again, I didn't know my father. My husband was my father. Okay, he was a man. I've seen men. I have uncles and, well, I won't say their mom. I have people that, a blood that you would call uncles. Because all skin folk and kin folk and neither all in-laws or anybody else. But I have people that were so-called men around me. But I will say this, I can tell the difference. So I know that I had a real man. And I know that man, my husband, taught me and our children a lot, as well as others. I will say that I am going to, tell people what I've been through, tell people what's right, talk to others. The Most High uses everyone. And if you know something and you do not say it, you do not tell people what's right, the blood is on your hands. You could have directed them through what the Most High has given you to say to them, and you refused. Like Jonah refused. Y'all remember him? And he was paying the price till he went and did it. But some people who don't do it and you die not doing it, you're going to pay the price in hell. It's a big difference, trust me. We do what we are told. We do what the Most High says to do. And like I said, I don't call myself an overseer, preacher, teacher, watcher, none of that. I'm not none of that. I call myself a mother, grandmother, and someone who, if it was my child, if it was anybody in my family, and I'm talking about my family here, whether it's husband, my sons, my girls, my daughter-in-law, my grandchildren, I want you to tell them the truth. Don't, it's just like if they were running down the street and you just, I ain't gonna tell them, they ain't mine. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not gonna stop them, they're not. I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna tell you the truth. You know, I'm going to tell you in a different way, but I'm going to tell you the truth. You know, I will suggest it to you. I will tell it to you. I will plead with you. I will even, be, as stern as the Most High allows me to be with you. Simply because if you're mine, I would want someone to tell you. I would want someone to help you. I would want somebody to lead you to the Most High. Or if you knew the Most High, I would want somebody to lead you back to the Most High. Too many of us don't care anymore, and that's the problem. Too many of us are stuck on this person say it, that person said, you don't say it, you don't. Okay, then who says it? If they run into somebody and you're telling them not to say it and nobody else is around, who says it? Who tells the truth? Who says, baby, I've been through this. Don't do that. Who says it then? And for the children, you have your mother and a father. So if the father's not around, you let the kids run amok and you don't tell them nothing? You have to. And as well as the mother's not around, the father don't say nothing. Or, that's the mother's part, the nurturing, the combing the hair part. No, that's both of our part. Now, as in for, when the father's there and he's telling whatever, he's supposed to. But even when my husband was there, if my kids did something wrong, say my husband was in their sleep or something, I am going to correct them. And I'm supposed to. They're supposed to listen and honor and obey their mother and their father. Both. They're supposed to. And it doesn't matter even when you get grown. You obey and you respect your mother and your father. They're the ones who the Most High brought you into this world with. And your mother and your father don't have to be your biological mother and father. It's the ones who raised you. And that's just the truth. The ones who raised you, taught you, helped you. Because some biological mothers and fathers don't want to be there. And some are not doing what they're supposed to do. They're not doing right, like Indian people, put it that way. Young ones. So I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the ones who stay there and help and teach and talk to their children, as well as anyone else that needs help in talking to. Sometimes, someone just needs someone that will sit there and listen, whether it be male or female. And a lot of times I found out, you don't have to say much. Sometimes, whether it's male or female, but mostly men, they just want you to sit and listen. And then if you do have advice, you give them the truth, but you give it to them kindly and respectfully. I think we have a problem with being overly bossy and too mean sometimes, I'll put it that way. Trying to prove something that you can't prove. So I'm just saying that we all have a part. We all have a purpose. I'm not going to see somebody in need and not talk to them, not tell them, and especially not tell them about God. You have to. Sometimes there's nobody around to say it, and you have to say it. Sometimes they don't have their dad. Sometimes they don't have even their mom or dad. You have to talk to them. Sometimes, whether they be male, female, grown, not grown, they don't have anybody else to say it to them. So somebody, if you're around and you see this going wrong, you need to say something, especially if the Most High put it on your heart. Who else is going to tell them? Do you know this is the end? Do you know that a lot of people are being lost? We ain't going to be here forever. Everybody want to fight over, this and that. Black women, black men. I'm just being honest. Don't do this, don't do that. Don't say this, don't say that. Stop fighting over stuff and come together. It's just black women that do this. No, it's all women. I'm just telling you the truth. And I'm thank God that's something me and my husband knew. It is all women. Even if we didn't know it from the beginning, it's all women. All women are capable of getting attitudes. All women are capable of trying to be the boss. All women are capable of mistreating their children. Look it up. All women, it don't matter what color they are, because I hear about different things, this woman, that woman, the women overseas, this and this and that, and passport brothers and this and that. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna find out that 99% of the women are the same. Don't matter what environment they grew up in, and God forbid you bring them over here in the United States, but it don't even matter where they're at. I've seen where they use the men overseas. They use them, dog them out, and turn them loose, because they're only trying to get that passport brothers. And I don't mean the passport brother, I mean the passport brothers. That's all they're trying to get. That's what I mean. Talking to the brothers, they're trying to get the passport. And then for the other ones that are out here, they're just trying to get $1. You got the 6 figures. This is ridiculous. I'm so tired of hearing that. And yes, I can talk about it. I've been married for years, almost 40 years. Like I said, we had our ups and downs, but my husband, when he passed away, he was with me. We were together, and we were going strong, and our things had been ironed out because we stuck and we hung in there with each other. All that jealousy and foolishness gotta go. All that, looking through their stuff and God, would y'all stop? Looking through their stuff, their phones, they this and that. Stop. It gotta go. I'm gonna tell you something. If a man gonna do something, he gonna do it anyway. You gonna look through there and cuss and do all you want to. If he's gonna do it, he's gonna do it anyway. And you're gonna push him to the point because you ain't acting right. Come on now. Just stop. I didn't even mean to get on all this. It's been a long time. Making a video. I don't even know if I can get it all the way up, but I just would like for us as people to come together and everybody to stop blaming everybody else for why their life is going wrong, or why they're doing something else, or why they're wanting somebody else or dating somebody. That's just good. That's what you want. And for me, that's fine with me. And that should be fine with every woman. And for every man, that should be fine with every man. Who cares what they want and what they do? The Most High got, He has a plan. They can do anything they want, but the Most High has already made a plan. And they can't beat His plan. So, it's just like, you get to a point. I tell my daughter-in-law this. You get to a point where you're just like, okay, alright, honey. Enjoy yourself, have fun, And I'm not talking about the women that get to the point because they finna go do something else. I'm talking about you get to a point where you're just like, I love him. He loves me. If he does anything or whatever happens, he gonna be here for me, And he knew I was gonna be there for him, And then you get to a point where you both just sit down and say, all this junk ain't even worth it, So I'm just saying that, marriage takes work, and it takes the Most High in your marriage. And every relationship takes work, even the work between the kids and the parents, the siblings, the husband and wife. All relationships take work. So that's all I wanted to say on that. I'll say again, we don't have much time, Israel. Please get yourselves together. And that's as much as I'm going to say. Please get yourselves together. I want to say to remember to never give up, never give in, and never surrender to Satan for anything. He's going to try to get you in the most subtle things that you thought you were beyond or past, or you never thought you would do. Always be on your guard. Always pray. Stay prayed up. Fast. And always be on the lookout. Put on your whole armor, as they say. And as I said in the word, put on your whole armor. Because you are not going to be okay without the Most High. And He is your armor. He's your armor. And you pray. And the more you pray, the closer you get to Him. The more you fast, the closer you get to Him. The more you stay on the path and are determined, the closer you get to Him. So, stay blessed. Love you much. Rap's wife. Peace.